3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
I'm Wally, and welcome to this episode of Car Talk with Wally. We have a very special episode for today as we venture into the experience of an electric vehicle owner. We actually have two owners of Tesla vehicles. We have a Tesla Model S owner as well as a Tesla Model 3 owner. And so we're going to venture into the exterior, the interior, as well as understand the differences in the driving experiences compared to a traditional vehicle, but also the electric vehicles at hand. So be sure to tune in to some great content. We overview the Tesla owner experience, following the theme of this episode, all electric. So we have two very special guests here that are actually Tesla owners. So what's your name?
Margaret, Dr. Margaret Alabi.
Awesome. How about you, sir?
Rod Little.
Where are you from?
Atlanta, honey, born and raised.
Yes, Atlanta. And what do you do?
Oh my gosh, it depends on the time of the day. But right now, I actually serve as the U.S. Director of Patient Advocacy with UCB Pharma. And when I'm not doing that, I'm helping people identify their fearless authenticity so that they can make boundless progress through the Pivot Consulting Group. Look me up.
All right, that's a lot.
I know.
I'm tired just thinking about it.
Rest.
You gotta stay busy.
How about you, sir?
So my name is Rod Little. I am the Principal Solutions Architect at Amari Consulting. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I've lived in Atlanta for about 11 years now. I am a Tesla enthusiast. In fact, Dr. Marge and I are getting ready to start up the Atlanta Tesla Automotive Club. So yeah, it's about to be big, about to be large. And I'm just excited to be part of Car Talk with Wally.
Yes, thank you so much. So, tell us a little about you guys' model. We'll start with your vehicle.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, I've got the Tesla Model S, and I absolutely adore this. So, prior to getting a Tesla, I used to have a company car.
Okay.
And I drove a company car for about, 7, 8 years. And prior to that, I had a BMW. So I went from a BMW to American cars, which no shade against American cars, but going from a BMW to an American car took a lot out of me. However, the company car came with a gas card. And I used to live in Jersey, and I used to not have to pump my gas. So there were a number of, reasons.
Lot of perks and
things that I was just like, you know what? When I go back to owning my own vehicle, I don't want to pump gas because I don't like that. I definitely want to do my part and save the ecosystem, and so the Tesla was by far the best thing for me. I mean, I could have done a Prius, but look at me. I can't.
No.
That didn't fit my swag.
You're way too fly for a Prius, so this fits you perfectly. So what year is this Model S?
This is a 2019.
Okay, awesome. And I know there are different trim levels and configurations and all of that kind of thing.
Long range.
Yeah, so this is actually a long range.
Long range, okay.
And the white leather interior, which everybody always gets on me about, but I love. For the most part, I kept it simple.
Okay.
Because this is my first car outside of having not owned a car for years.
Makes sense.
So I just wanted to make sure I got a feel and a true love and value of the brand before I start making changes.
Makes sense. So does this have the self-driving feature?
It does not,
Okay.
although it does have the autopilot, so which is as close to self-driving as I need to be.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually am a recovering control freak, so
okay. Important to know.
It is very important to know. So while I have released control in a number of areas when it comes to my life in a vehicle, I'll hold the wheel.
Understood. All right, let's go to the Model 3 here.
Yeah, so this is a Model 3 long range, so I think we get about 320 to 330 miles on 100% battery charge. Just so background on newer cars, unlike Dr. Mars, I had the opposite. I started out with American cars, a Pontiac Grand Am, then a Pontiac G6.
Oh, I had a G6.
Yeah, those are the hard times. And the hard times. And then so I ended up getting in an accident, and afterwards I said, okay, the next car that I want something that I can really enjoy releasing out of. So I got a BMW 6 Series, and that was like my first luxury car, sports car for myself. And like she mentioned,
that's danger.
Yeah, 8-cylinder. No, it was V8 and 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. I had the sports trim for it, so I loved it. What I did not love was the service. The service prices. I spent more fixing that car. I spent as much money on fixing that car. I could have bought a whole new fucking car. Oops, sorry. I could have bought a whole new car. And we're gonna blur that out. I could have bought a whole new car. Like literally, if you dented a rim, flat tire, didn't matter. I had to run flat tires, which was nice. So to bring it back to Tesla, well, for me, the day that I test drove this car, I also test drove a Porsche Panamera, and there was no contest.
Interesting.
The driving experience, the fluidity of it, the technology, the range, the level of comfort. For me, I'm a tech guy. This is basically like driving an iPad, and I could not go back. Because you don't have a fuel injection, you have instant acceleration. So I go 0 to 60 in about 3.4 seconds. I love it. Like it's a rush, and I cannot go back to any other non-EV car. Like I can't go back anywhere else. And
Interesting.
When you compare if I compare the rides, the 6 Series to this, I will say it's a bit tighter. But with this, it's just the acceleration and the adrenaline rush from that thrust, right? You can't go wrong with it.
Even the Panamera. I mean, the Panamera is about a $100,000 vehicle.
It is, and one, the dash was just too busy. It just had so many buttons going on, and
it does have a lot of buttons.
Yeah, it meant to overwhelm you. This is as simple as you can get. You have 2 buttons on the steering wheel and a monitor, and that's it. You ain't getting no more than that. And everything is controlled through
simplicity.
Minimalism.
I didn't say it correctly, but
minimalism at its finest.
Yes.
And even then, in being able to get in here and play solitaire, play video games, watch YouTube, Hulu,
and
Netflix.
how are you even doing all of that while you're driving? See, that's
so you're not doing while you're driving.
Okay.
Driving. Which is
I've seen someone on Instagram that has a Model 3, and they're doing karaoke. They're not on the
karaoke. I
wheel.
think you can do because you're on a trip, but like not. I don't know. But I've not played any games. As I already told you, I'm holding the wheel. So
maybe I'm just jealous that I can't do that in my car. Maybe, but I don't know.
But wait, I apologize. We have to take a second to really just highlight Rodney's technical expertise, because as you can see, I just get in the car and drive. So with this long range, fully charged, you can get about 390 miles on it. So I forgot to say that. Right. Thank you, Rod, for giving me some, talking tips here.
So, are you guys married to the Tesla brand? Like, there's a lot of different EVs that are going to be coming onto the market. Yeah. Would you consider other brands or?
That is a great question. So, I will say that the one EV that's caught my eye is the Karma. I've only seen 3 of them. It is a gorgeous car. I've only seen 3 of them on Atlanta highways, one in Alpharetta, once over here at the 75-20 exchange, and then the other one was in Alpharetta as well. So that is a car that I would be interested in seeing if they make it bigger, because the size of it right now just doesn't fit my lifestyle. I've got 2 standard poodles that like to hop in the back of my car now.
Standard, yeah. They need some space.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inside is very tight in the Karma, and then also it's more of like a range extender hybrid situation right now. They're gonna come out with the EV soon, but so maybe when they come out with the full EV,
right? It'll be that's the one that's got my eye.
Yeah. Okay. How about you?
So the answer is no.
All right.
And so I can go through a range of reasons why. So let's look at the premier one that they're going for, like the Ford Mach-E, right? Which, quick tangent. The reason Ford named it the Mach-E is because Tesla wanted to name the Model 3 the Model E, so they would spell out S-E-X-Y, sexy. Most people don't know that.
Yes. That is a fun fact.
It's a fun fact. I'm sorry, you should have said that, my bad.
No, I actually forgot, so I'm glad you poured it up.
Good. So several things, right? Convenience. So Tesla has the charging network that no other car company has right now. So for me, if I plan a route,
And that's sexy.
that is very sexy. If I plan a route, it'll automatically route me based on where the most chargers are, so I can get there, keep my car fully charged, not to worry about getting pulled over, the battery dying, or anything like that. Second thing is the business model. Tesla is a set of software companies that end up making a car. Every other company is a car company trying to make an EV. So their business model isn't one where they're going to take a lot of you out of service fees. I had to catch my words. Where they're not going to. The business model is that this car right now probably is almost worth a little bit more based on the actual upgrades that I've got. As a matter of fact, to help you out with that, if you purchase the full self-driving for the car, it actually increases the value and you have to pay taxes on it because the car is now worth more because of the software functionality in it. You're not going to find that in a Ford, in a GM, in a Honda. You're not going to find it in a BMW. No.
It's possible they're going to have software updates as well. They can have all the software updates they want. It's the technology that is actually being patented. Right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's
Understood.
That's the difference.
And then I would say also it's just fun.
It is.
I have never had this much fun. Like the honeymoon for my car keeps growing. Right, like you get that new car smell. You get the new car.
I really think you should consider being like a spokesperson, or because they should really be paying you right now.
He really should because the way he's going in, like I said, it's real simple over here. Hop in, hop out. But no, to Rod's point, still in love with the vehicle every single day.
Awesome.
For me, when I can get in my car, because let's be honest, when you get home and you've actually been out, there's that time where you don't really want to go in the house and you kind of sit in the car for a few minutes. I used to be a few minutes on my phone, and that's a few minutes watching that screen. I may catch up on my YouTube, I may catch up on some ABC, CNN, MSNBC. I can play some solitaire. My Xbox controller hooks up to my car, and I can play games with my Xbox controller in my car wirelessly. BMW ain't doing that right now.
No.
This is true. So obviously a lot of high points from both Tesla owners, but what are some of the things that you do not like about your Tesla or the electric vehicle ownership experience?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I would have to say charging outside of home, right?
Yeah.
So charging at home, charging outside of home. It just sucks in general. So we're actually standing in a garage where there are superchargers, and depending on the day, the chargers may or may not be working. If there are 12 cars at a 14 stall supercharger lot, your car is going to take that much longer to get to a full charge. So if you're really in a crunch, we put multiple vehicles on the supercharger, puts a strain on the charging ability. So that's an annoyance. However, and I'm not going to share my secret because I don't need y'all showing up where I like to charge. I get in and get out. I'll let you know later, or you can hit me up and I'll let you know. But that perhaps is the biggest challenge. Like something I would love to see is a solar roof charger. So that would be amazing. It would also help with taking this technology to the next level, right? So I mean, if Tesla were to do that, you would have a lifetime customer for me.
Makes sense. How about you?
One thing I didn't like was Tesla, they no longer have a PR department. So if you're trying to get in touch with them, it's literally through customer service and that's it. As far as the EV experience goes, I've had one or two situations where my car did restart and I had to input my profile information all over again. So that was a bit tedious, but that's a software bug. I think another thing is you have to call if your car, let's say you get a flat tire, no spare tire comes with the car, at least with the Model 3. You have to have a special towing company come. Did you get?
Oh.
I was gonna say the same here. Although I had a lovely replacement experience just 2 weeks ago, pulling out of my neighborhood. I don't know who's dropping nails on the ground. okay, but they dropped some nails.
Man,
and
messing you up.
Messed me all the way up because these are run flats. So the car, I don't know if yours came with run flats, but my car came with run flat tires. The regular tire shop didn't have my tires, so I had to end up using our service. And they came out, they replaced it, and the guy also looked at my front two tires, went ahead and set me up an appointment to get those replaced. Because, like Rod says, this car goes super fast, and we both are BMW drivers. Anybody that knows a BMW driver knows we like to go fast.
Yeah, you
so
guys are crazy.
My tires,
even though I own one.
Right? You know, well, we are wild, right? And so speeding. That's another thing that perhaps a lot of people don't calculate into or factor into an EV, is that this vehicle is a lot heavier than your typical vehicle. So your tires, if you are a speeder, they will wear out like that because you're speeding and the car is heavy.
Now that is another point to consider. Let's talk a little bit about the maintenance for these, because a lot of people, they aren't knowledgeable about electric vehicles, and their automatic assumption is that the car is expensive and it's probably very expensive to repair. But I don't know. What's your experience?
So for me, so I've only had the car. So this is a late 2020 model, and I haven't had no problems with it. Like literally, maintenance has been. I tell you that I had to have one light went out. I went to the service center, in and out just like that.
So let's talk about range anxiety. And do you guys have a charger at home? Like what does that all look like? You don't have a charger at home?
I live in a condo, so no.
Okay. And not even in your garage space?
No, it was been a whole bunch of paperwork. So I live close to a charging station like this. So we have 16 in one spot, 5 in the other.
That's my secret one.
Oh yeah, nobody knows about that.
Oh. Exactly, the 16 one.
So I assume you do not have a charger at home as well?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I
do.
Nice. So I mean, who doesn't want to save on electricity?
Yeah.
Right. So and then I'm a young, single, active young lady.
Yeah.
So charging at night when the rates are lower just isn't always as optimal as I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
So living very close to supercharging centers definitely helps. I'd say there's one other thing about charging that I wanted to highlight. I can't remember that. I literally just escaped. It'll come back.
So let's talk about road tripping in your Tesla. What does that look like? Have you guys ever done it?
So I have done it. It was a change for me. So I'm from Florida, so I'll drive back and forth to Florida sometimes.
Okay.
The normal trip would take me anywhere to North Florida 4.5 to 5 hours, depending on what part I'm going to. But the trip turned into like 6 with my Tesla because I literally had to stop. I forget where, and they had a bunch of charging stations. So and you just park, and you want to. So typically you only charge your car to about 80 or 90% on average. That helps with battery life. On a road trip, you want to do up to 100%. The thing is that it does something called trickle charging, which means when you get to about 95 to 99, that last 5 minutes can last an extra 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Because it's helping with the battery life of the car and the longevity.
Interesting.
So I found for me, it was a bit of an adjustment because I like to get there like no break, fewest breaks possible.
I'm used to, I go into the gas station, you know, I'm filling up, that may take 5 to 10 minutes, I may go to the restaurant, get some snacks, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, but now you have to wait,
Yeah.
you know, for an hour. That could be a lot.
Absolutely.
You know, and I understand you have the screen and you have the different games, you know, to keep you guys active.
So let's be real about that. The middle console with all those games is a game changer in and of itself.
Okay.
I mean, I've caught up on series that I've been meaning to watch. I mean, it just really makes your charging an experience. So think about why you don't want to stay in the gas station, because it's a gas station, right?
Very
You
true.
don't want to use the restroom. You don't want to touch anything in there. You want to get in and
Very
out.
true.
That is another genius, you know, idea or concept behind this vehicle, is that having this is some people have lived in this. I don't know if you've seen the video.
Oh,
People
I have not
actually
seen that.
lived in their Tesla. Like you can,
that's wild.
like I think that was just very smart for the brand to create something that you do not want to get out of. So even when you're charging, the nuisance of the wait doesn't even matter because you're not waiting. You're enjoying.
And to Dr. Martin's point, when we would stop and charge, we both have the Xbox controllers, or we were playing video games, we're catching up on YouTube, watching Netflix. Like it's not. And also, real quick, you can actually get an inflatable bed for the
You
Tesla
can,
too.
exactly.
You can open
right
the trunk
in that,
up.
Yep.
An inflatable
And then get an
bed.
inflatable bed.
People live
Wow.
in
And so
some
she
people
said she
have
wasn't lying.
Okay.
You can literally live in your car, and you can open the trunk up, let the seats back, and put
Yep.
the bed, and then close the trunk and
Yep.
sleep in your car.
Yep.
We have to get to this interior because I need to understand how there's
Oh,
enough
yeah.
space to put an inflatable bed in your
Honey,
Tesla. I just,
a number
I
of
can't
things
even.
can go in there.
That's wild. So let's talk about the really cool features on the Tesla Model 3 as well as the Tesla Model S, because there's a lot. Wait, what's happening here? Is that the trunk? Wait, and then the front. You got the front here. What? How did you? You're not in the car, so how are you controlling this? You have an
All
app?
from the app.
Wait, look at that.
All from the app. You can even put it in valet mode from the app too. So say for instance, you're going to a restaurant and you don't want the people knowing where your home address is because they can definitely hit the home button and see your address. So you can place your vehicle into valet mode, which is locked by a 4-digit PIN, and it allows you to secure all of your belongings, including whatever it is that you may have in your glove compartment. So another nice feature.
I like it. And as we move around the car now, the Model S, I don't know if this has the cool feature. Like I've seen some people like playing music and
Oh yeah,
all this stuff. It has that?
Whatever you
Wow.
want to play, we can play.
Just have a whole like picnic, in your
now,
car.
now here's the thing,
Uh-huh.
right? Some Tesla owners are more experienced than others. So for that experience, I'm gonna hand you over to Rod.
So yeah, the Tesla Model 3 and I believe the Model S as well, one of the new features they have is called Boombox. So that allows you to play music both inside and outside the car. So fun fact, electric vehicles have to, by law, have some kind of device to make noise because they're 100% silent. So Tesla thought,
Giving us all the facts.
Okay. I gotta turn you into a professional expert.
so what we're going to do today is we're going to activate that Boombox feature for you guys, play some good music and let you hear. You can be out to a barbecue, tailgating, ball game, what have you, and now your Tesla serves as the epicenter for all that fun.
That's cool. So what do you have to do?
So it's very easy.
You have to start the car first, and then.
So funny thing is the car technically never turns off.
Right.
Oh.
It's always on.
Okay.
So
okay.
it never turns off. So everything is controlled.
That's
in the
scary.
app. Yeah. So quick fun fact: there are 3 different lock codes for our Tesla car. I have a lock code to start the car. I have a lock code for the valet mode, and I have a lock code for the glove box. The glove box has no handle, so you can't open it manually at all. So just some fun facts there.
Okay.
So to start the music though, we just go in the car, hit play, and then set it to Boombox.
Wow. Speakers on the outside of your car. I remember it. So you're old school Atlanta, right?
Yes.
You remember they used to do that?
Yes, and even in New Orleans too, which were the worst. They would get the ice cream truck speakers and have them sitting under the car. Ridiculousness. But yes, old Atlanta, they don't do that no more. Thankfully, thank God.
Exactly.
Not like it was great.
So this being the Model 3, this has a traditional trunk, but it's a lot of space in here. Like you know. But how did you fit the bed in here, or is that for specifically for the Model S?
It's for the Model 3 as well. So you would actually take the bed, with the back seat down, and that bed's going to inflate all the way down to the 2 front seats.
Okay.
So you're going to have this entire space with the seats down to have that bed.
And then, so your head is here, like.
Your head would be right there. Your feet
Oh,
would be right
your feet is there. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's weird. Okay.
And the nice thing about the Model 3 is you actually get a second trunk. It keeps some extra storage space in here. Because again, you have no engine, it's all battery, so you've got technically 3 trunks.
Yeah. So Tesla actually offers a few different ways in which you can not only find your Tesla superchargers, but also there's different ways in which you can navigate and charge your
access.
car's access. Yes. So the app would also do it between your cars. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I guess we'll walk through that in a little bit.
Come on over here. So the Tesla, you can either open the. So we have a charger. We don't have a gas tank, right? It's battery powered. So I can come here. And I can open my charge port up
Oh,
from the app.
fancy.
Take this little plug here and plug it in. And what you'll notice is, if this charger actually worked,
Well, this one doesn't work either.
yeah, working on Tesla infrastructure issues. But that red lets me know that it's not charging. So if this was charging, it would be a nice indigo blue, and it'd be a solid color, and it would be charging. And I can actually see the battery percentage on here, and it'll give me the ETA for how long until it gets to a certain percentage.
Okay. Awesome. And you can pretty much look at the same information inside your vehicle. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's that.
So right before you progress, so Rodney likes to look at the percentage. I like to see miles.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
like I said, recovering control freak. So from the window, you can see that I'm at 271 miles. Clearly not at a full charge. And again, if this car was, or if the supercharger was working, you would see an estimated time left for how long it's going to take for me to get to a full battery. So if I don't want to pull out my phone and go through the whole hassle of that, I can just hop in my car and go to the charging screen. And right here on the charging screen, you can unlock, and that will allow you to remove the charger from your car. And once you hook it up, the charge port will automatically close on its own. So there is a slight difference between the Model S car charge port and the Model 3.
Correct.
Ours is a little smaller, so I'm actually kind of jealous. And as you can see, so this also is another smart thing for you to be aware of. If it's not light blue, you are not going to be able to get that the charger out of the car.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's going to be locked, so you don't have to worry about someone unlocking your charger
makes
while
sense.
you're away from the car.
Someone may decide to pull up right
Exactly.
behind
They
you, like
can-
I want to take my
Exactly,
charge.
not going to happen. Not going to happen without your car's permission.
We're gonna check out the Tesla Model 3's interior. We're gonna see all the cool features that it has. As you see, the cabin is very airy. That's one of the high points I really think of this interior, and that it has a lot of space compared to the actual, the outside exterior of the vehicle dictates really, very sizable.
So one of the things I want to talk to is, you mentioned earlier about the charging, is this is Google Maps right here, but it's interactive, so you can literally click a button and see where all the chargers are. You can determine, do you want the fastest chargers or so forth. You can do a quick top off. There's traffic overlay, and also something you're not going to find, I'm going to just jump around really quick, in any other car is your Netflix, your Hulu, your YouTube, and your Twitch.
Awesome.
All
Twitch.
right
What
here.
is Twitch?
Twitch is streaming
Oh,
like gamers
okay,
and streaming.
okay, cool.
And so something you also won't see is if I go in this little hidden compartment here.
And you have your charger. You can
Yeah.
wirelessly charge
Yeah.
two phones.
Two phones, yes.
Okay.
At
Awesome.
7.5 watts, I believe. So it's not fast charging, but it'll definitely keep you from getting zero.
Okay.
So I actually have an Xbox wireless controller in here.
Wow.
So because I can literally, let's see if I can find, here we go, Beach Buggy. So I can actually play this game in here. So I can actually use my steering wheel to race in this game if I don't use the controller. So I get one player, two players, so you can have two wireless controllers. Pick a character. We'll just do chill. And if I had the controller paired, I use the controller, but I'm not. So when you talk about that charging time on those long distance trips, this is where that time goes.
So if you do not have an Xbox controller like me, what do you do?
So I would use the steering wheel, you would use these.
Oh.
So I'm actually driving with the steering wheel right now.
Oh crap. Okay, and then what? Okay, I don't want to mess you
No,
up.
you're good, you're good. I haven't played in a while. I'm probably gonna be terrible.
So you would like?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I said I haven't played in a while.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
And probably easier with the controller.
It is easy with the controller. Yeah. So yeah, you get the idea. But yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna lose my score. But yeah, we've got
Understood.
Cuphead, you've got chess, backgammon. You've got so none of these were here when I bought this car.
Okay.
These are all via software update. Again, talking about the profit motive here. This is a car that is meant to show you what the future of driving should be like.
Oh yeah.
Right. It should
For
be.
sure.
You should, even as the driver, I am a bit more of a passenger, so I can come in, I can relax, all that good stuff.
Yeah, even the seats are a lot more comfortable than I expected.
Yeah, so this is the wide interior, so it's a bit of a premium. But to Dr. Marge's point,
$1,000 more. Guys.
it is $1,000
Wide
more.
interior. I don't know what the difference is in the material, but they're definitely charging $1,000
They
more
definitely
if you want
are,
white.
if you are. And so yeah, so you've got a ton of functionality. So one of the things that we have is called Sentry Mode, and we can touch on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can hit this button right here and launch Viewer. And give it a second. And so now it basically records out of all the five of the car's main cameras.
And you know, I didn't mention that earlier, but I did see all of the different cameras. And I think it's one in the pillar here outside of the vehicle.
Yep, correct. Yeah.
And I guess placed strategically. So wow, that's interesting.
So let's say, and you've probably seen some of the Tesla videos, if someone comes by, keys your car, accident, right?
You know
right,
exactly who did it. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, take note of that. So if you want to key somebody's car and they have a Tesla, they're gonna get you. So
They will.
don't do it.
And also, so you can see this as well. If I want to open up the glove box,
Jasmine Sullivan would not have liked this. It would have ruined her whole song.
The whole song.
Dang.
the glove box has a pin code too. So if someone wants to get into your glove box, they can't manually rip that thing open. They literally have to put a pin code to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing goes if I want to drive the car. I have to enter a pin code to drive. So even if someone takes your phone, gets the Tesla key, does not matter. They cannot start this car without that pin code. And
So did you just take like a whole weekend to figure out all the different features and how this car works? Because I literally would have to sit here for a week. Because especially because, you know, ADD and you have to account for
100%.
that. And
So I would say it's part of Tesla's is something I know the car company has, which is extend the honeymoon phase of the car.
Mhm.
I appreciate my car more than when I bought it, just because my car has grown with me, right? If I want to go on these road trips now,
Yeah.
I've got games, I've got YouTube, I've got Netflix, I've got all these things that I didn't have when I first took this car on the first road trip. So for me, it's really putting the consumer experience in the future, right? Because we're looking at a point where eventually the model is going to be where these cars can fully drive themselves and park themselves.
Mhm.
And so in a lot of that, you'll be here watching Netflix while your car is driving you on the highway. And I, for one, am here for that.
I'm not quite there
Yeah,
yet.
not quite there.
So one quick question about the charging. So
Yes.
does this only show this Tesla superchargers, or does it show like other chargers in your network?
So you're going to see... So you can see these, which are not supercharged. You can tell by the 16K watt max. So
Okay.
these are all locations within your vicinity that have chargers that are not going to be fast chargers, but if you need to top off a couple miles at the grocery store, you can do something like that.
So when it's a Tesla supercharger, does it
Yeah.
tell you? Or
It'll say supercharger. And it'll be red,
okay.
yeah.
And it's red. Okay, interesting.
And so, and then also, if I click on them, it'll actually tell you. And the app tells you how many are available as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see how many are available. Or
That
not.
typically tells you too.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
And then the other thing that Rob mentioned earlier when we were talking about the battery is that if you are on the road and you're driving and you know you want to get to a supercharger, your car will automatically start to condition your battery to receive such a high voltage of energy. So
We're
I
en
think
route, so I am going to condition
That's what it said,
myself
yep.
for my recharge.
There you go.
Interesting.
And so if I didn't have the pin code on and I hit drive, it would literally start saying preconditioning battery for a supercharger.
Okay.
So the car is literally like I can't. Oh, here we go. Another thing. So you can actually add layers to this. So if I wanted to add any other streaming, let's say eventually if it had Apple Music, right? You can actually, they don't have it now, but you can come in and add those here. I took some off because I don't really listen to nothing but Spotify and my
phone.
Okay.
But my Spotify is completely integrated with this. So all of my playlists, all of my mixes, all of my podcasts are all here.
Does it have Apple CarPlay?
It does not. No.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It does not. But so your first year of Tesla, the navigation and the streaming is all included for the first year. After that, it's $9.99 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have your phone, you have the car has built-in LTE and GPS. So everything, you're fine if you don't have your phone on. But yeah, I love it because it literally syncs with everything that, and I live off of Spotify, so it syncs with that completely 100%.
Yeah.
And see that AC. Oh, this is the fun part. So the AC blows like this.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually turn where you want the airflow to go.
That is so cool because mine doesn't do that.
Yeah. So that would have been your idea.
Mine doesn't do that.
Oh, the S doesn't.
It's the S is more of a traditional sedan, so I'm
Yeah.
actually enjoying this experience as well.
And you can also, so they have a dog mode. So if, let's say you keep your dog in the car, the actual climate will stay on to make sure that the heat doesn't get to them and things like that. And you have a camper mode, so if you're traveling, you can actually keep the car on, get in and out, and it'll stay on battery until it reaches 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a ton of functionality here. And I mean, just doing this alone, how much fun is this? This is the air actually blowing, right?
Okay.
And again, everything is touch, everything is digital.
Dope. So any other cool features you I know we would be here all
We'll be
day,
here for a long day,
if
yeah.
we went through everything, but I think this is a good overview. I mean, it has so much functionality and so many different features that a traditional vehicle is not going to have. That's why this is like a rolling smartphone.
It is.
Basically. So.
And then just so you can see here, this is where we would come to see the software update.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I have mine on advanced because I always want the latest and greatest. Even has a couple of bugs in it. But this would typically, you would see an icon up here, a little orange icon that says you have a download ready. And you want to be connected to Wi-Fi or even a hotspot, use a hotspot. And it'll download the update, and then it takes about 25 minutes to install. And then you get a whole list of the latest features and the greatest additions in that update.
Wow. Well, very cool. Looking forward to see what the Model S looks like. So I think we're ready for it.
All right.
One of the things that I love about this car, and you're seeing a couple of things here, is that it automatically syncs to your calendar. So every time I step into my car, I don't have to question where I need to be, who I need to be talking to, or what I need to be doing.
Wally.
There we go.
She scheduled me in.
Indeed. So you are there and ready to go. So I just turned on the lights for the interior. I've had my car. Yep. So we're all lit up.
Suede headliner here. I feel like I've just like upgraded my experience just a little bit. You know,
Just a tad.
you know, just
Just a tad. And
a
so
little bit more luxury. You know. Okay.
I'll turn the car on by actually stepping on the brake. So that's another thing too. So it goes off, but it's more like the car being in standby, so to
Okay.
speak.
Yeah,
So
gotcha.
it doesn't really go off.
Mhm.
It's just in standby. So you press the brakes, your car comes alive and it's ready to be spoken to. I've had my car for over a year, so I just really didn't see the need for having the Wi-Fi because I have a charger at home, so it's infrequent that I would be on the road using all of the fun apps, and
Yeah.
I stream my music because I just do. So, again, in the Model S, you're going to get more of a traditional sedan feel. So, as we were sitting in the back of the Model 3, I was like, I would have a little bit of anxiety not being able to know where to direct my eyes.
The center display.
Exactly.
And,
so I really
gauge cluster.
Exactly. Yeah. So I really do enjoy having my display right here. Kind of still gives me that, I don't know, maybe I'm analog-ish. I'm an analog girl living in a digital
what
world.
you expect, you know, from a
Exactly.
traditional vehicle. So
Exactly. So you can do all kinds of things here with your display. So if you want your music to show on the left-hand panel, you can have that there. If you want to control your fan speed from your steering wheel, you can do that, or you can also control it from here. So all of the seats are heated.
Oh, okay.
So everybody
even
can
the
have
center.
a hot butt. Yes.
Wow. I've never seen center, that little middle seat that people forget about. They remembered it. In
They
Tesla.
did, because they wanted to make sure that you knew that they were paying attention to detail. In my toy box, I don't have a lot.
Toy box, all
yes,
right.
I got a little toy box here.
All
I
right.
don't play a lot of games, but if I did, I'm sure I would enjoy it. So let's get cozy here.
Ah.
And so this is something that's super cute.
Wow.
This does not go with this song.
Yes, it does. Because you already know what's happening.
It's that fire.
So yeah, this is something that is super, super cute.
That's cool.
I was trying to see if I could find a different song to go with the fire here, but probably not. My phone is. Oh, you know what?
But see, you even hear like little crackling and popping.
Yes.
It's a little attention to detail like that makes you truly appreciate Tesla.
Absolutely. Something else. So I get a little particular about my screen. So I actually most times I will use like a stylus, and I also have a stylus for someone
else. You got a stylus?
Yes, because I don't play them crackhead games. I don't like people. You know, like when you turn your car off, you don't want to see all the prints on your screen. I mean, at least I don't.
I like that.
Okay, so we can use our stylus, and again, going back to customization, Dr.Marg. So that's my name, and you can name your vehicle via the app. So or here in driver profile settings.
In order to use Dr. Margie, you have to use your stylus, right? We're not going to do those fingerprints.
Please, let's keep the fingerprints to a minimum. So yeah, like these are just simple things that really, for me, set the car apart. I think you got the majority of the benefits. When we were looking at the Model 3, they're not. It's not too different. You know, it's just a size.
Dr. Marsh, can I ask you quickly, would you be able to play some bass heavy music so we can get a sound? Because I would assume there are some listeners who want to understand the volume and the bass.
Are we ready for this? Oh my.
Does Cardi have enough bass?
Oh wow. Okay. Cardi B. All right.
Walter got to license this song, by the way.
Once upon a time, and I heard that I was ugly. See,
I know that's right.
bad pussy, not the belly band. Take a man, Balenciaga brought it back, and all these bitches fucking face. Big bags, busting out the belly band. Take a man, rockin'
The
back,
sound
brought
is
it back, and
amazing.
all you bitches fuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck.
What?
So I like to, try to maintain my ratchetness.
See, I'm not gonna blow your spot up really
Blow
quick
me up.
because my Stinger has that feature as well. Okay, so yeah, so we have that in our traditional vehicles, right?
Right, so we can maintain our ratchetness. Or
And
contain the ratchetness.
Yes, contain or maintain. That's good, really good. I think we're ready for a test drive. I think we, take it on the road, see what she does.
Let's do it. Well, as people complain about, you see this, the anti-fog or the defogger is it's not great.
Oh,
It's not great.
It takes a while for it to.
But it always does this. It doesn't matter if it's hot, cold,
really?
whatever.
Interesting.
So that is a frustration because you're like, well, what combination of these do I need to have on to get this off?
Interesting.
The
It could be
screen.
something the engineers didn't engineer that.
No, which is
It's okay.
it is, and I think they definitely took their time on the Model 3 to get that right because I liked the airflow pattern that Rod showed us.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen here. Again, this is still very traditional. It's a traditional sedan.
So basically, when you're departing your lane or
To the right?
you get out of line or you're about to switch lanes or something, it diverts you back into your lane. Okay.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I guess I'm not fully excited about fully self-driving.
Autonomous.
Yeah, autonomous driving, because there are times when I do, like, I know that I want to get to another lane and it will fight me in the autopilot. I'm like, no, we're going here.
Gotcha.
So let's go over here, right?
And what if there's a pothole or something? Does it give you you can't just?
Yeah, it's not. It's gonna fight you.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna fight you for sure. So
that
I
part have to tear up my vehicle to stay in my lane. Wow.
left is up here.
Make a left. Okay.
Yeah, it's a side road close to the highway to get on.
Okay.
So you said you do appreciate the handling more in like your BMW. Or
I
other
do.
vehicles
I
that
mean,
you have.
because if you think about how the BMW was made for drivers,
Yeah.
and that I literally every time I got into my BMW, I felt like I was getting into a cockpit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the handling of the vehicle matched the feel.
Yeah. Okay. And how about you, Rod? Your Model 3. What do you?
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna say the same thing Dr. Mars did. You can go either straight up actually,
Okay.
and it'll be a nice little takeoff we can do. So I would say the same thing. Like my Tesla feels great, it accelerates great, but that BMW, the way it would grab a turn, the
Yeah.
tightness of it, the fact that there was no wiggle in the steering wheel whatsoever. Like American cars, you can get there's a little bit of slack, a little bit of give. I can't do that. I need firm and
Yes.
tight, amongst other things. So what I would say is like, yeah, I agree 100%. Like for me, the driving experience in the BMW is for those who enjoy, like if you like to race but legally,
Yes.
you want a BMW.
That is
Um,
absolutely correct.
Yeah, like I'm not going to break.
I would say the older BMWs. I don't know about the ones now.
This
but-
is true.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic there. But that's good. I mean, I think you do have to consider, what this car is about, and it has the performance, but there's not like different suspension adjustments. Do you have?
It
that?
auto suspends, so
Auto
it
suspends,
auto adjusts.
okay.
So here we go.
Yep, there we go. Oh, there we go. That's the. Woo!
All right.
Yeah.
Vroom.
And as soon as you take your foot off the gas,
Yep.
it automatically brakes for you, so you don't have to force it. But I definitely enjoy taking off on people at the light.
Oh, I
especially
love
when
it. It's my
somebody's
favorite thing to
trying
do.
to play me, and it's like, you don't want this smoke.
That's right. That's right.
This is not what you want in your life, but it's okay. If you want it, you can have it.
Exactly. That's cool though.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
I say, Walter, how did that feel? That unexpected takeoff just now.
It felt good. I do have a fast car as well. So, all right. Jeez.
We go spin
But-
the block.
It was nice, I felt the jump, jump in my seat a little bit, It's good. It was good.
Yes, I often joke with people and say that I personally am a fast car, so it only is
You
befitting.
are personally a
I'm
fast
personally
car.
a fast car.
Okay.
I identify as a fast car.
I
Okay.
do too. So
All
like,
right. All right.
you got to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Can you keep up?
So you're very practical, stylish, and
Yeah, with
Yeah.
a little room.
yeah.
And this definitely gives me the room without the noise. So that's the other thing too that I don't think people talk about enough is for real how quiet the
Yes.
car is.
Yes.
So it's truly an enjoyable. It's an experience. So they have definitely curated an amazing experience for anyone who decides to buy into the Tesla.
The customer journey is
Yeah.
So,
absolutely
Dr. Mark,
nuts.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So, given how beat up the Atlanta roads are,
Mm.
do you truly
Yes.
appreciate the smoothness of this ride? Like, because I used to live off of this street not too long ago.
Yeah. So
And this street has been in an abusive relationship with potholes for a very long time.
indeed.
So,
And I'm on the side with all the potholes.
I will say it's very smooth.
Yeah.
Because I've ridden in the Model 3, and I would say this is definitely a smoother sort of ride. I don't know if you would, object or not.
no, I agree.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you. And I think I can make this right? Yeah. I would totally agree with you on that. And yeah, it still hurts though. So
Yeah.
if you hit a pothole, yeah,
Yeah, because you
So that
don't
did it.
know when you could get your next tire if something happens.
that's it.
As we talked
That
about
is it.
earlier. So
Yeah, and hitting a pothole in a Tesla is quite different from hitting it in a Chevy Equinox, Subaru, Chrysler 200, all three of which Volkswagen Jetta, all of those have been the
some of
company
those
cars that I've
vehicles
driven.
were really not good. But
Yeah. But those were all the company cars that I had driven, so you can appreciate how excited I was.
an elevated experience.
Absolutely,
Yes.
because to go from BMW, it was It was a challenge. It was a major challenge. So I really got the chance to really, what is the word? Heighten my desire for a new experience.
Yeah.
And I knew only Tesla would do that for me.
But the thing about it is you definitely had to pay for that experience. So let's talk a little bit about that, because there's distinct price differences in the different brands. You know, you have the Model 3, you have the Model S, the Model Y, the Model X. And this vehicle is a little bit more pricey, and then, but they can kind of envelope each other a little bit, just because depending on your features and options you get. And, so this is about what, like a $90,000 vehicle.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. This is where I want to turn now. We'll go to the next one. It is.
So she got money. She got money.
It is about.
He got a little bit too. He got a little bit too. You know, because I believe the Model 3 is probably as spec 60.
About 60. I got it at 60.
Yeah. It's, and you know, I think at the end of the day, one of the things that anybody who's a purveyor of nice things, I won't put the L on it, I was gonna say luxurious things.
Luxurious.
But anyone who loves nice things, you know, at the end of the day, it's not about how much it costs. It's truly about the type of experience that you're going to have in the vehicle, the service that comes with the vehicle. So, you know, you talked about the tire and not knowing when your next tire is going to come. They've got an amazing network of people that will bring your tire to you. They can...
That's next level.
Yeah, they'll take your tire. They'll give you a fully operative tire, not a spare tire, not a donut. You're going to get a real tire with a matching rim put on your vehicle, while your tire, if it doesn't need to be thrown away, is taken back to your local service station. At the end of the day, I think that people make decisions based on what it is that they're used to, what it is that they want. And you have an experience with a car, it's going to change your level of desire for your next experience. Right? Yes. So it's just like folks with where they choose to live. I like to live where I have a Publix, a Starbucks, and all of that jazz within, you know, less than 5 miles from me in any direction. And that's what I have, because I like ease. I like simplicity. I don't want to struggle to get to where I want to go.
See, guys, at Car Talk with Wally, we not only give you a car review, we give you a life experience, okay? All of these gems dropped today. I mean, geez. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
All. And here we are.
Yeah, so we are back, but that was very smooth, and I will say it gives me. It's almost like I rode in like a Mercedes S-Class or something. You know, just the ride and the compliance. Good job, Tesla. Yeah.
I'm accepting the thanks on behalf of Elon. Since he got rid of the
I
PR
noticed
department.
that.
Yeah. I'll take credit. He doesn't mind.
It's a part of the whole Tesla thing. We are one.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, folks, that is a wrap for this episode of Car Talk with Wally. Thank you for tuning in to It's Electric, a Tesla owner experience. We got a chance to review the Tesla Model S and the Tesla Model 3 from an owner's perspective. We explored all the cool features of those vehicles and really talked with the owners to see what is the difference between owning an electric vehicle versus an internal combustion engine vehicle. I really had a lot of fun in this episode, and I hope that you did too. Be sure to check out more content to come from Car Talk with Wally. And the most important thing is peace and blessings unto you. And be safe. Thank you.
3, 2, 1.